So, after listening to that interview, it's clear Marleen has a really interesting perspective on risk management for businesses. What did you take away from her discussion, and what were the key points that stood out to you? We'll discuss her motivations, her views on the importance of risk management, her 5 pillar framework, and how she advises companies on growth and challenges.
Absolutely. What struck me first was how she didn't start her business journey with M2 Advisory. It was fascinating to learn that her first venture was Marleen Somohardjo, Management and Consultancy, and how she evolved into focusing on financial risk management. It highlights how a business can refine its niche over time. She emphasizes serving the client more end-to-end and delivering greater value, which led her to concentrate on government, financial, and risk management and program strategy. She very clearly states that risk management is the key to longevity and sustainability for an organization.
That makes sense. It shows a progression. So, what's her core message when it comes to risk management, especially considering her experience at KPMG?
Well, she emphasizes the crucial link between risk management and financial management, stressing that businesses need to plan for long-term success, not just short-term gains. She highlights how to achieve profitability by taking potential risks into consideration and having capital available to respond when problems arise. It's all about financial stability and being able to adapt, not just an operational view, but a strategic one too. She even mentions how her work in auditing gave her a unique perspective on how risk management affects the balance sheet and cash flow, using her financial sector experience and applying it across other sectors. She makes a great point about how last year highlighted the critical need for risk management to pivot your business and survive.
Right, she also mentioned the impact of external factors. Was that a key part of her advice?
Absolutely. She pointed out how the pandemic wasn't really calculated in the risk models, even in highly regulated sectors. It's really interesting. She talks about the importance of understanding macroeconomic trends and how they impact your business internally. She mentions the climate crisis, the digital transition, and the rise of new economies, and how crucial it is to strategically account for these shifts. Marleen argues it's not enough just to react to a crisis. A forward-looking risk assessment is needed to ensure capital allocation is well planned all the way to the microeconomic environment.
Okay, so strategic planning is vital. She also mentioned a 5 pillar framework, didn't she? How does that play into her advice for business owners?
Yes, the 5 pillar framework is essentially her methodology for integrating financial risk management. She described it as a 3-step process, starting with assessing strategic goals, business objectives, and performance, then implementing key performance indicators, KPIs, for excellence, and finally measuring and improving to elevate performance. She's created this framework to help companies look at growth strategies and financial management from a comprehensive perspective. She stresses the importance of having all C-suite and management board buy-in, ensuring processes are in place to support business objectives.
Interesting. So it's about a holistic approach. What about the specific challenges that her clients typically face?
Well, she says the main struggle clients have is whether they were able to pivot during the economic disruption. Did they have a plan B? She notes that many businesses haven't factored the pandemic's impact into their strategic goals, and that's directly reflected in their balance sheets and profitability. She also mentioned that businesses are seeing a shift from globalization to localization. Many businesses got caught out by supply chain dependency and have had to rethink their strategy. Strategic alliances and data-driven decision-making are also crucial. According to Marleen, many companies still struggle with data analytics even in this digital age, struggling to understand their business data.
That's a common theme I've noticed. Data can be overwhelming. So, what's her advice when it comes to decision making, especially in the context of data?
She's very clear that a good understanding of data is key for timely decisions. She points out that while financial reports give backward-looking data, the real insight comes from understanding how your company values internal and external clients, combining financial data with customer feedback. She suggests integrating this data into your strategic goals and having the right steering points for making decisions. She says that if you don't react to the market, your competitors will.
That's a really good way to put it. What about organizational changes? It seems like when you make significant pivots, changes are often required.
Exactly. She says companies should adapt as quickly as possible to remain competitive. However, she also acknowledges that not all companies are operationally ready for such changes. She highlights that it is crucial to be flexible, scalable, structured, and governed in a way that allows processes to be agile, but that many companies have unstructured operations. She talks about analyzing your customer base, business goals, and company life cycle so you can be in a position to adapt to changes and innovate more easily. making it clear it is not a quick or simple solution.
So it depends on the business's specific circumstances. What about smaller businesses and scaling up? What is her key advice there?
Well, she uses her own journey as an example, highlighting that the focus should always be on strategic goals. She says that innovation is essential when your business slows down. She points to finding strategic alliances to facilitate growth, and that once you're ready with those alliances, you're ready to scale. She advises that businesses should focus on their core competence and the delivery of that to customers. She stresses the importance of management structure that is capable of handling the growth and not becoming overly dependent on external help. She wants people to be aware of their value and what they bring to the market.
It sounds like a lot of practical advice, focusing on core values, infrastructure, and innovation. That's great. It's really interesting to hear her perspectives on risk management and business growth. Thanks for breaking it down so clearly.